And then the businesses that were thereafter were strong cash flows. You can't become, so this goes back to your point now, if I was advising any businesses.
In terms of post your career in the Army, as you transition over to multiple small businesses and then transforming those businesses, as a small business today, what do you see are the biggest challenges from that point of view, and what are the lessons learned for you that you have gone across multiple sectors and businesses, and then you've been successful? So what are the key lessons learned from there?
Well, I'm going to talk in a sort of a business sense now, and unashamedly so, is the businesses I had were all very good margin businesses. So I'm unashamedly about wealth creation and profit. This is the underpinning of free enterprise. So the businesses that I was always going for were ones where I could have a fairly good, there's no such thing as a guarantee, but free cash flow particularly. Like if you've got a business where you're chasing your debtors because your customers are not paying you, which actually at the beginning Tintercar had, because we had a lot of our franchisees on terms, you're actually becoming a finance business for your clients.
Yeah.
And so that's something I would steer away from. And then the businesses that were thereafter were strong cash flows. You can't become, so this goes back to your point now, if I was advising any businesses now, firstly, I'd be looking at don't be afraid to charge the right amount of money. You're you're here to make money, and you're here to provide an income stream for yourself. So look at the cash flows particularly. You know, do you have the ability to put your prices up, or are you a price taker or a price maker? You want to be a price maker. You don't want to be taking a price. You don't want to be having so much stock and on your shelf, so that's where all your wealth is sitting on your shelves and not. Whereas Parkside Tow Bars, for example, or Cross-on Express, for every product we're making it for the customer then there on the spot. So we don't have a lot of obsolescent product on the shelves. So the businesses I'd be looking at as the importance of cash flow, not having any stock obsolescence in their business, having as many barriers to entry so that competitors who come into your market, you're somewhat protected. There's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. And also, I think, is building a team around you. Most businesses that I ran, like you look at, I said Tintercar, which is tinting, Cross-on Express making food, Parkside Tow Bars, training. The key is to be focused strategically on your business, not in the business. So almost every time I always chose someone in the business, what I called the Prince of Wales, was the emerging person who was really actually running the business. In my case, there was a man called Glenn, for example, on Cross-on Express, and he was the operations manager, and he had equity. So he was joined at the hip in terms of alignment. So alignment of your staff, of your senior management, of your shareholders, so that everyone's working in the same direction. For example, if shareholders want to keep getting dividends all the time, that could be extracting capital from the business. It means it can't grow. And so the shareholders have to be patient. So therefore, you want to make sure you get patient shareholders in the first place. And I think that I would say and I do advise people buying businesses now, and what they're doing is to look at those aspects to make sure that they're not their customer's banker, that they control their pricing, and that their partnership arrangements and their banking arrangements and their working arrangements are aligned to what their own personal arrangements are.